Welcome to the latest edition of New Belt Day Review. I am Serge Moore. Today's edition is a special comparison video. I love doing comparisons, and this one is a doozy between the official AEW TNT replica, the Darby Allin version. I've been dying to get this one, and we're gonna compare it against the Sammy version made by Aew Belts on Facebook. So this should be fun. We're gonna compare everything from the leather to the plates. Stay tuned. Coming up next on New Belt Day Review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cathedral. As you can see, I've got the new official TNT AEW replica. Man, this thing is beautiful. Now, is it as good as everyone has been saying? That's what we're going to find out. The plates, as far as I can tell, guys, they are beautiful. Let's check these out. These are easily 5mm plates. All of them are. The side plates, they are beautiful. We have that stacked TNT logo. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous belt. Now, before I got mine, I watched several reviews of the red version, the Brody version, and I was really excited to get mine. It took mine a couple more days to get here, but I knew I had ordered the black one. I did not want the red one, and if I want to change this one to red later, I could. But more than anything, I just wanted the plates because I knew they'd be the most accurate version of this belt. And I gotta tell you, it is not as big as I thought it was going to be, because the belt that I got from Aew is definitely bigger than this one. The TNT logo is bigger, the plates are bigger. These are thicker, but they are taller, definitely taller, and we'll show you that in a moment when we measure them. Look at the details in the texturing. As far as all the reviews I saw, everyone, I agreed as far as the plates are beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Much more detailed than anything you can get bootleg from anywhere. This is the official artwork, so it's not going to get any better than that. Now, as far as the leather, everybody kept saying how great the leather was in most of those reviews that I saw, and I gotta tell you, I agree, but to a point. I'm not sure if the red version had different leather, because when I watched those videos, I was really excited to get this and see this amazing leather that everybody was raving about. When I got it and I pulled it out of the box, if I hadn't watched those videos, I still would have been impressed, because it definitely is better than the world title, which was a surfboard. It's definitely better than the world. Is it better than real leather? No. Is it as soft as real leather? No. Is it the answer to all leather from now on from replicas? No. It's still not 100% leather. You can still feel that it's synthetic, especially this black one. I'll tell you, it is pretty soft, and once you break it in, it loosens up some too. Once you start, kind of using it and moving it around, it starts loosening up a little bit, but it's still not as soft as what you would consider real leather. And I'm going to show you when we compare this one and the one that I have made by Aew Belts on Facebook, which is actually the Sammy Guevara version, but it's supposed to be the same artwork except for the stones. So let's take a look at that one now. Now this one has Aew's leather on it, which is a lot thinner, but it's a lot floppier. Okay, there's a difference between this and that. So is that better? Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. It's a huge improvement. I probably won't get it re-leathered. I don't think I am. I don't think it needs it, but I could see some people still getting it re-leathered, especially the black one. I really, for some reason, that red one looked like the leather was a lot floppier. That's a term to use, I guess. But as you can see, there's a total difference between this and that, and I'll show you. But let's look at the art on this one. We'll do a comparison. I got a lot of good pictures, so we'll do a really good comparison in a second. But you'll see Meon did a pretty decent job on this. You know, I've had this on my display for probably over a year, maybe longer. And he did a great job. I've always loved this belt. I've always thought it was pretty. It looked great in my display. And I still do. I still think it will, you know, for someone else. I'm going to end up selling it now. We're going to take a look. We're going to compare these two belts and see what the differences are in the art. And again, this isn't a knock on Meon. This isn't a knock on his work. Obviously, I've been in love with this belt for over a year. And, you know, spent many a night with it as a pillow. I mean, I'm kidding. No. This is a gorgeous belt, and he did a fantastic job on it. But there's only so much, as I've said before, and I said the same thing when I did the AEW World Title comparison with when he had made me. Alright guys, now I really thought that Meon's was a lot taller, but let's see. Let's make sure here. We're looking at about 9 inches right here for the height on Meon's TNT title. And then here we go for the official replica, a little under 9. So it is maybe 2 millimeters smaller, so not much of a difference. Let's check out these side plates. All right, this is Meon's. You're looking at a little over 4, and on the official replica, you're looking at just under 4. There's only so much Pakistan makers, overseas makers, can do as far as the access they have to the original art. Meon's TNT logo definitely looked bigger to me. We're looking at 2.5 inches here, and the official replica just 2 inches. So a much bigger TNT logo. So Meon's belt was actually a little larger than the original artwork. The main plate wasn't too much of a difference, but all the other plates were about 1/2 inch too big, and the entire belt, especially the TNT logo, was way too large. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a closer look at this comparison of the 2 TNT titles, one by Meon Belts, one by AEW, the official replica, which is the one on top. The one on bottom is Meon Belts. You can see there is a huge difference in just the tooling alone. And then look at the logo. You can actually read All Elite Wrestling with the logo. It is the complete logo, and when you compare it to the bootleg, you have the basic logo and barely any tooling whatsoever. So even though Meon's is much better quality leather, the tooling leaves a lot to be desired. Let's move on now. We're going to go from left to right on this belt. Let's move on to the first set of plates. All right, so as you can tell, this is the official replica, and look at the texturing, look at the engraving of that logo, how clean that is. Beautiful work on this. AEW has done a great job on their belts. Let's compare it now to a bootleg, and as you can tell, the AEW logo is stamped in more into this, and the texturing is kind of just looks like it was drill holes, really. Not the best texturing, but would I have known any different if I had not had this to look at? No, and I didn't for a year. So Still, huge difference when you get the official replica with the real art. I don't know. This now I'm scared. I see some ghost faced in here. What is that? Anyway, next plate. Now, this is a really good one because there's a lot of details. Here's the official replica. This is the Ted Turner house, and as you can tell, there's a cross or a circle with a cross up here at the top. There's a lot of details in these windows. You see how many bars do you see on those windows? You know, I don't know, bars, whatever they are, the slats. And look at the details on the concrete pillars. That's where I want you to concentrate a lot. The tree, maybe some, but really I want you to concentrate on these pillars on the bottom and the top of the pillar so you can really see the details. Concentrate on that circle cross up there. I want you to concentrate on the details of the edges of this building. And then I want you to now compare it to this. And then you see that it's not as detailed. The windows are just kind of squared. They're not even really that clean. The pillars, the bottoms and the tops don't have that detail that you see in the official replica. And then look at the trees. The trees are not as detailed. Let's go back so you can get a good idea. But look at that. You see that? That's almost a 3D effect in the art of those pillars. Like I can really feel like I can get under that roof, right? Then look at the details here on the art. Very well done. And then not as clean. Look at the cross up top. There's no cross, it's just a circle. The original official is a lot more detailed. R2-D2 looks kind of weird on this one. Not as bad in this one. So, big difference in these two plates. Look at the details down here. Compared to much cleaner, much deeper engraving. Beautiful work on these official replicas. Okay, now the main plate. Lots of differences, guys. Look at the texturing on this beautiful official replica. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Look at all the details. The lines are crisp. It is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great job on that. Let's compare it to what you know is made by Meon Belts. Not the same depth, not the same etching. It's very good though. And I've always commended Meon and his work. But I mean, how do you compare this texturing? Look at this. How do you compare that to that? That's not really even texturing. Would I have known the difference if I didn't have the official replica? Nope. But I do now. So as you know, the other two plates are identical, just facing the other way. So we're going to skip over to the logo plates. Up top is the official replica, as you can tell. Very clean, very crisp lines, beautiful, beautiful, well done. And then the All Elite logo by Meon Belts is not as crisp, not as clean, but still very well done. Not bad for a copy. But man, just the font alone, you can see the differences in the font right here in this wrestling compared to here. It's just a huge difference in the quality. And then lastly is the other tip here with the other snap box, and you can see the same thing, much more detail in this snap box and the tooling than in the Meon version. You can't beat Meon's leather. You know, there's very few makers that make leather any better than Meon, but I'm going to compare right here these two ends. And this is the official replica, as you can tell, and this is Meon. As you can tell, look at the difference in floppiness, and I'm holding them exactly the same. Okay? And you can tell it's not the same. Is it better than the world title? No comparison. If the world title had come with leather like this, people would have not complained. People would not have to go looking for a re-leather. I understand that the reason that was done was because it was a much heavier belt, much heavier plates, and they needed a much thicker piece of leather to hold them up. And I understand that. But I've had mine re-leathered with leather that's not as thick. I've had it re-leathered with leather that's holding it up just fine. All right, so real quick, let's do the over-the-shoulder test on the leather for this official replica. You ready? Let's do it without the tip. So, no tip. Ready? That's not bad at all. Hello. You know what? It's a lot. It's a lot flimsier, floppier. It's a lot floppier today than the day it got here. So, you know what? I might have to change my opinion. I might have just changed my opinion as we recorded this. That is a first ever, guys. Maybe they did do a much better job on the leather on this. It's still not 100%. It's still not as good as real leather, but it is a massive step up. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope I didn't talk too much. We got more videos coming for you soon. I got some CNC belts coming. Don't forget to subscribe. And like I always say, get the hell out of here. Have a good one, everyone.